tuned in to the one and only show, bringing you entertainment stories shaken, stirred with a little sass and a twist of lime. It's Northwest Nightcap with K-Cee Deeva, y'all. Don't miss it.
Every time that picture comes up of Princess and K-Cee, it's like, oh, it's so cute.
And see, I was just thinking Anthony looks really like cool in his.
I was about 5 pounds lighter back then too.
A whole 5 pounds.
Yeah, I didn't have this double chin and everything back then.
Well, I think we all look pretty cool in that intro. Welcome everybody to another edition of Northwest Nightcap. I'm your girl K-Cee Deeva. This is the time where we get together with my peeps near and far, and we talk all about entertainment craziness going on. We got a lot to talk about today. Couples breaking up, surprise, surprise. Tupac's killer finally arrested. Yeah, whole lot going on to talk about. But first, be sure to catch us every first Thursday of the month. If you're new to watching today, every first Thursday we get together and we just laugh and banter and have a great old time. I am in the Great Northwest, as well as my one of my co-hosts, Anthony Adams. Anthony, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. And then way across over in the, do we call it the Midwest or South, right? Memphis, Tennessee.
Mid-South, actually.
Mid-South. Memphis, Tennessee. Two of my favorite people, the lovely, the beautiful, the regal Princess Robin, joining us, host of Traveler's Guide to Venus and Mars, lovely wife to Mr. K-Cee Kurt Clayton and the box above in our little Brady Bunch box here.
What up?
K-Cee Kurt Clayton, or Kurt K-Cee Clayton, I should say, musical director for the legendary group Confunction.
Hey.
And it's always a pleasure just to see all your beautiful faces and to have this time to just banter and be silly. I think we all need a little silliness in our life every now and then, right? Life's too short and it's too serious.
Amen.
Yes.
Okay. So for the next hour, we're going to jump on into some entertainment news and catch up. In case you haven't noticed this flower in my hair, I just got back from Hawaii. It was my first time ever there. Oh man, and I'm already ready to go back. I'm already planning for next year. Like, how soon can I get back there? Much needed R&R, and feeling refreshed and ready to jump back in the game. What about you all? You have any last minute vacations you plan on taking or have taken, Anthony?
Well, I went to Boston earlier in August, and then I've got one last trip of the year, and that'll be going up to Vancouver, BC in November. It's the first time I've been up to Canada. Sorry.
It's the first time I've been You're fired. You're fired.
Sorry.
You are fired.
Because the first time I've been up to Canada in over 2 decades, so I'm excited.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. Princess K-Cee, any last minute trips or any recent trips?
Yeah, to the sunroom.
To the sunroom.
We traveled from one side of Germantown Parkway to the other side of Germantown Parkway.
In a very beautiful brand new home. Congrats.
Thank you.
That's a big deal. Purchasing a home is such a big deal. I know the people that don't own homes or they're purchased a home or gone through that process don't realize like the stress and the time and you know what I mean? So I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you. We had a killer team though.
Right on, that helps. That makes a huge difference.
Very smooth, and it didn't hurt. But I credit our team, our realtor, Sean.
Shout out to Sean
and her people.
Yes,
right on.
Everybody should go to her.
21 days.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, glad to see you guys all settled in and loving your new digs. Okay, let's jump into some news here. I'm going to start with okay, and this this actually is really disappointing for me. So Tyrese, always been one of my favorite singers, one of my favorite actors. In recent years, though, like on Instagram, we've seen this kind of whiny side of him. It just seems like every time I turn around, he's whining about something or complaining about something. And so, in latter news, a couple of weeks back, this feud has been kind of going on low key. Finally, came to a head. So I guess at some point in time, DJ Envy, he's the host of the host of the Breakfast Club. Now on television. I don't know if they're still on. I know they're online. I don't know if they're still on the radio, but anyway, they're on TV now too, all over the place. Um, he and his wife went through a little spout where I guess he stepped out of the marriage, cheated on her. She was ready to call it quits. Tyrese, being a good friend, was like, "Hey, I'd love to, counsel you all through this," and yada yada yada. Spent some time with them. Actually managed to get them back in a good space. They're still together. They work things out. All is well. However, Tyrese now going through his own kind of issues. So yeah, I guess my understanding is he has a new girlfriend, but he's still going through issues with his ex-wife over some things. And he felt like DJ Envy and his wife should have been there for him like he was for them. And he's gone to Instagram and talked about this whole thing, and he was even on a Breakfast Club, and he and DJ Envy talked it out, and he kept repeating like, I just wish y'all would have been there for me, like I was there for you, blah blah blah. Then it came out that DJ Envy claimed they stopped talking because Tyrese became disrespectful, made some disrespectful comments to his wife. So you're probably wondering, what were those comments? Don't know in details, but as it says, inappropriate flirting and compliments. So this is kind of dragged on, over time. A lot of people kind of feel like me, like, Tyrese, what is he whining about now? Okay, what's the big deal? Like, move on, DJ Envy and his wife just stopped talking to him, just was like, hey, we don't want this drama. Thanks, we appreciate you, but it's time, like, you move on, I move on. He seems to can't let it go. I don't know. It's this whole thing for me about meddling in other people's relationships. Don't get involved, especially when it's something public like this, right? So I don't know. Thoughts. Do you jump in and say, hey, I want to help you all out? And keep in mind, we're talking public eye, and again, social media, right? Everyone runs the social media and likes to put all the business out there. I don't know. Thoughts on this? I'll start with K-Cee.
Oh. Well, my thought is
Mind your business or meddle.
no. Well, first of all, everything started out with good intentions.
Right.
So that's one. I think that's one thing that Tyrese was trying to say. Hey, listen, I did what I did because I love the both of you guys, and and I just didn't want to see a beautiful couple break up. And because all of my friends, I did what I did to the best of my ability to help you guys get through a rough patch, because we all go through it, which that's totally understandable. But now here's another thing. Although Tyrese can be messy, DJ Envy can be messy too.
Completely agree. 100% agree.
So, I think sometimes, sometimes we judge people by other actions or previous situations and not for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so with this one, it's not that you kind of, I mean, you feel for all of them, because first of all,
right.
They're all friends, and I kind of understand where Tyrese was coming from, him saying, hey, listen, when you all needed my friendship, I was there. And if we're going to truly be friends, and and I'm thinking we are truly friends, then I should have, I would have expected that you all would have, came back and did the same thing for me. Say, hey, we're here for you.
Mhm.
Just let us know how we can help out. And
Right.
at the same time, everybody's got their way of approaching things, because when it's all said and done, they did accept his offer to help them mend fences. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they did accept his situation, and it actually worked out in their favor. And so that's
Mhm.
in this one, I understand both sides, but
Mhm.
but this one I'm kind of swaying a little bit toward Tyrese, because his thing was, hey,
Mhm.
listen, I was being a friend. On top of that, everybody can perceive things how they want to perceive things. Him that like, and I think certain things that he probably said, or they probably said, they probably been saying to each other for years.
Mhm.
Just out of joking, and like your hair, love your hair, all that,
Right. Right.
you're losing weight, you're working out, and all this kind of stuff, right? You look good and you
Yeah.
but now that things sometimes can be sensitive for whatever reason, people, then certain messages all of a sudden have a different, meaning now.
So the other thing Kyrie said is that he was under some psych meds during that time. So he claims to not remember sending anything flirtatious or inappropriate. Again, yeah, questionable. I agree with that, bro. I agree with you in that, yeah, I understand him feeling like, hey, I'm going through mine now and you guys are nowhere to be found. I would like that in return. Would have liked that in return. But I mean, going public with it. Princess, what do you think? Like, keep it between amongst them, or, was he kind of justified in being like, hey, I'm feeling some type of way and I'm gonna let people know.
I have so many thoughts about this situation. First of all, I think relationships should be private. That's just how I feel about it. So the fact that any of this is out there, it's like you're opening yourself up for scrutiny that you really don't need when you're going through troubles, right?
Right.
That's
Right.
number one.
Mhm.
Number two is I don't think anyone who's not a licensed counselor has any business getting in trying to counsel somebody through marital issues. Now,
Yes.
That part.
being someone who can, like we've all been there where you want to be supportive to a friend.
Mhm.
I hate to say it, but like we're finding ourselves in these positions now. And I remember when I was going through divorces, it's like
Mhm.
it's
not with me,
hard.
not with me.
K-Cee,
No,
it's not with me.
no. But I mean, it's hard. It's hard for the people around you. They want
Yeah.
their heart breaks for you.
Right.
Everybody wants to see their friends and loved ones happy.
Right.
But there's a fine line between being supportive and comforting, like I'm here with you.
Mhm.
I got your back if you need something,
Mhm.
to going back and forth between the two. My rule of thumb is I will support you because you're my friend. But what we're not going to do is go back and forth about your partner, because that's between y'all.
Right.
And the moment y'all get back together and I done said something wrong about that one,
Exactly.
it's
Mhm.
just too messy. Stay out of it.
Mhm.
Minds clear. Third, reflect back to, is this my third point? If I've lost count, forgive me. Matt,
That's okay.
I'm good at it. But reflect back to the Traveler's Guide episodes about can men and women be friends? It's
Yes.
a sticky
Yes.
thing. It's sticky.
It's
There
very
are
sticky.
things that people say that are not appropriate to be saying to somebody's mate. And we'll give them grace or whatever, but
Mhm. Mhm.
those are not cool. And and I think hubby and I maybe we differ on how we feel about this. I mean, trust and believe. I have guy friends But if the conversation that I had with that guy couldn't be had in front of hubby, or if I'm calling him pet names, or if I'm talking about, commenting on things that are little, like, that's foul. And I don't trust, I don't like that. And I just think people need to leave that alone.
I agree, Princess. I agree. I agree with that. Anthony, thoughts on that? Is he being a little whiny, or is he justified in, hey, I was just trying to help out some friends, and I'll play devil's advocate too, because my first thought was I'm reading this whole thing, and I actually watched the interview on Breakfast Club where it came up and they were going back and forth about it, and my first thought was, okay, here's a scenario I kind of see is he jumped in, he helped them, as he was helping them, it took some time. The wife maybe had some sidebar conversations because she's hurt because, she was the one cheated on and da-da-da. And maybe Tyrese started kind of liking her. Yeah, I mean, maybe he started kind of developing some feelings and maybe was saying some inappropriate things. I don't know. But Anthony, what are your thoughts on this?
Do you all know what Tyrese allegedly said to her?
No.
Allegedly, he said to her, well, if I was your man.
I did hear that, yeah. Actually, I did hear
there it is. Bro, does that change any thoughts?
It changes the thought to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, once again, we don't know the full context of the entire conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I look at it like this. Like when Tyrese, like a few years back, when Tyrese was going through his meltdown with his, with his wife and, over the daughter and things like that. DJ Envy and Charlamagne, their show is built on drama and other people's issues.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the day, they were still friends.
Right.
That didn't stop DJ Envy for going in on Tyrese. He could say, man, I'm gonna sit this one out because that's my guy, So it's like now when he was in his lowest point at that point for him, they capitalized on it for their benefit.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So it's like, so you can't have it both ways. You can't.
Yeah.
When I'm in a situation and I'm going through, you can't use your platform to highlight my struggle. But then when the roles reversed, because although to a certain degree he put some of his business out there, but at the same time, you can't have it both ways. You're a public figure just like I am. So yeah, I was there for you. And so let's tell the truth. I was there for you when you was going through your situation. You stepped out on your wife and all that kind of stuff. However, but I was there to help you all. Whether I said something inappropriate or not, the one thing at the end of the day that I guess he did do was he did help them get back together. They both, they both, give him that credit. He did.
Right. They do.
So that's one thing. And once again, he might have said, well, look, if I was your man, I would have, probably, came to you different. I probably would apologize or whatever. And once again, we don't know the context of how he said it. But once again, it's about how somebody else took it at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Anthony, I apologize. I really I cut you off. I never got your actual thoughts on it. You started saying what he said and then
yeah. Well, my actual thought on it is this: is at the end of the day, my thing has always been this: if I do something to embarrass you publicly, I can apologize. I can apologize to you publicly. If I do something to you in private, I can talk to you about it in private. It can't be just like, okay, I'm gonna talk to you about this in private, but then put this business out there on the internet. It's never good to do that. My mom, I used to get in trouble with my mom for putting business out there on the internet, about relationships that I was in at that time. So it's never good to do that. And it's regardless of it's a relationship or it's a friendship, you got to keep it classy, you know, no matter what it is you're going through or what you're dealing with. So I think
You were a
Tyrese,
snitch. You out there kissing and telling.
and I kissed and telling, but I was like, no, I was letting people, no. I was letting people know when I was angry with them online. That's what I was doing.
I'm gonna need to go find some of these posts.
Yeah. What did Drake say? What did Drake say? Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
I was quick to call somebody when I was angry or at them. And my mom had to call me and be like, you need to take, actually won't find them because my mom called me and was like, you need to take that post down now. You know better than that. And that's the thing is when you put certain stuff out there that is kept between, you know, the parties that be in a private matter, then, you know, it's a whole nother ball game, because then that breaks trust. If Kurt comes to me and says, bro, I'm dealing with the situation right now. You know, I've got, hypothetically, I've got athlete's foot. I don't know what to do about it. If I go online and say, hey, yo, Kurt, I found this ad for your athlete's foot, it might help. Kurt has every right to be mad at me about that.
Very true. Very true.
Kurt does not have athlete's
Well,
can I add something that's
yes, Princess, go.
Not exactly this thing, but for the people out there in the world, I highly recommend that you be careful about being that shoulder for a vulnerable person who's going through something. That's sticky. And codependency starts going on, and you know, be careful.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you.
That is those are those moments where I could actually see how these point where somebody might be like, if I was your man, you know what I mean?
Right.
If somebody's in a vulnerable situation and my man sucks. And now here you are saying something to me. You would have been so different if you were my man. You wouldn't treat me like this. You know, like those just, and then they call in on each other. Now it worked out, it sounds like, for this couple.
But this is
they got back together, but it's so messy.
It's messy.
But this goes back to the classic scenario of a friend trying to help people out, and then the friend ends up being the one ousted.
Right.
You know,
that's what Princess was saying earlier. Like, you gotta be careful because you say the wrong thing, then they get back together.
Yeah, because they're back together now. You're the odd person out, because it's like, okay, hey, all I did, you know, was try to help you all mend your fences. You know, it's just like, you know, him going to the aid of of the guy's abusing the girlfriend, and then he goes to aid the girlfriend, and then she starts hitting him. You don't beat up my man. He was beating you.
Oh, right. Which is why cops hate domestic violence calls. Yes.
Don't lock him up. What we supposed to do?
Don't lock him up. Oh gosh, yeah. That would drive me nuts as a cop. Like, okay, you called us, now you don't want us to do anything. Make up your mind.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Anthony, you want to talk about Tupac? So after, let's see, how many years it's been since he got murdered? They're finally arresting the person that allegedly did it.
Yeah, it's I think they said it's about 27 years, which is really interesting. Yeah, so they arrested one of the people that was in the car when the murder took place. The alleged shooter has always been this guy named Orlando Anderson. So the backstory to this is Orlando Anderson had a hand in robbing somebody that's on death row records for their death row chain. And they were all in Vegas, and this robbery allegedly took place in LA. They all went to Vegas, of course, for the Tyson fight that weekend. And the guy who got robbed for his chain, he sees Orlando in the casino and goes over to Pac and Suge and says, hey, the guy that robbed me is right over there. Of course, we know the footage. Pac, Suge attacked the guy. They beat him up. He doesn't want to press charges. They go on about their business. As Tupac and Suge are on their way to a nightclub, that's when the white Cadillac happens to spot them at the stoplight. And Orlando allegedly was the one that was the trigger man that shot and killed Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
His uncle K-Cee Deeva, who was also a gang member, was allegedly the one that handed Orlando the gun and said, "Here, handle your business." K-Cee Deeva has since been arrested. Now, the thing about it was that I thought was interesting, and Deeva, you and I talked about this, was from what we knew, K-Cee Deeva had some sort of immunity where he talked about the crime. He told them everything he knew, but he could never be charged with this crime. And he's gone on Vlad TV to talk about it. He's written a book about it. He's been in documentaries talking about it. Essentially, he's been bragging about it. Excuse me. He's been bragging. That he's like, yeah, my nephew was the one that did it and everything. We knew what happened and everything. And but so essentially he was teasing. And I was like, wait a minute, this guy has immunity. How is it now that he's being arrested for this murder? They can't be charged with it. What I learned is he had what was called the Queen for the Day treatment, which is when you have a case pending on something, if the officers will offer you this deal where if we ask you a bunch of questions that could essentially incriminate yourself, and if we feel you're telling the truth, this case goes away and we can never incriminate you for everything that's being said. So essentially at that time, when he was questioned, he had a PCP case pending. They asked him all these questions. He told them what happened in Vegas with Tupac. The PCP case goes away. Now, here's the thing. That only stays in that room. That doesn't mean you go out and tell people what happened. So, for example, if I take one of Kurt's guitars and then Robin says to me, listen, I'm gonna give you this deal but a couple days later, I take a cup of coffee I take some candy from a candy jar. Robin says to me, look, I'm not gonna kick you out of my house. Just tell me what happened. Yes, it came from candy jar. I also took Kurt's guitar. Okay, fine. You can stay here. But if I tell you, Deeva, that I took Kurt's guitar, Robin finds out and be like, get out of my house. Because essentially it's an NDA. It's a verbal NDA that we both agree that, this stays in the room. You don't tell anybody. We don't tell anybody. But when you start bragging about it, essentially K-Cee Deeva talked himself into his own murder charge.
Didn't something similar happen with Bill Cosby?
No,
that was different.
That's what I thought.
No, it's totally different because what happened with the Bill Cosby situation? Bill Cosby went in and he tested. They said, okay, we're gonna give you immunity. Anything you say will not be used against you. So and they signed, and the DA signed off on it. Then what happened was, so Bill, they asked him questions, he answered it, knowing that he was not going to be incriminated, indicted or anything. But then what happened is a new DA comes in and says, well, we're going to take your testimony and now we're going to press charges against you.
Oh, okay.
But first of all, it doesn't matter who the DA is, just because when I did this testimony, I did this with that DA at the time, and this you cannot come back after that and take my testimony and then use it against me.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, anytime anytime anyone testifies or does things in confidentiality, whatever, and then there's a new administration comes in, and they say, well, we don't care what they told you, we're gonna arrest you. Everything goes. Nobody's gonna be like, nah, you're not gonna get me, because who's to say that you're not gonna be out of office in 2 years or whatever? I'm not saying nothing. So that's the difference with this. And see, so with Anthony's point, not only was he telling, but he was making a profit off of him telling his story.
Oh wow!
See, that's the thing that got him in trouble, because not just he was just going out and just telling people around, just in close confidence. No, he was going out and telling people so he could make a buck off of it. He was writing books. He said, "Hold on, now we supposed to have we supposed to have a confidentiality situation going on, but it ain't confidential if you're out here telling everyone. So you're breaking, you're breaking the clause."
Right. Yeah. Wow. That's that's kind of crazy.
So snitches will be getting stitches with this
one.
Yeah, and not to defend Bill Cosby in any way, shape, or form, but just to look at the facts of what it is. Yeah, unlike K-Cee D, Bill kept his mouth shut. He wasn't going around saying anything.
Yeah, Bill hadn't said nothing. Yeah.
Bill wasn't saying anything. Where, like we said, K-Cee D basically talked himself into his own murder charge.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, he was getting paid for
Wow.
those. He was getting paid for those Vlad TV interviews too.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
getting paid. Yeah, he was getting paid.
Vlad gets everybody.
Which
Who
I
is
don't
Vlad
know.
anyway? Who
I
is
don't
this
know.
man?
Okay, so Vlad was a mixtape DJ back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a mixtape DJ, and he also used to put out these like little street DVDs where he would do interviews with celebrities and stuff like that, and get like
Mm.
this personal. And then he moved it, excuse me, he moved it to the internet to YouTube, and so now he's more
Oh,
popular for that than he is his DJing.
okay. Okay. I was wondering. I was like, how's he get on? Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that enlightenment. Princess, any comments on that at all?
No, I'm you know I'm miss accountability to the core. It's like eventually you do the crime, you gotta do the time.
Okay,
You know
you're
what I
gonna do
mean?
the time.
I don't know why you think you can, do
And,
do certain things and be untouchable. I
and
think
then go talk about it to everybody and the grandma. I think you're not
that
gonna eventually.
especially and making money out of it.
All right.
You here. I'm gonna just throw you under.
But unfortunately, that is the world that we live in, and we live in the world of social media, where you have a lot of idiots out here that are bragging on social media all day long and incriminating themselves.
Yeah.
In fact, nowadays, the police are like, look, all we just got to do is just wait till you just show the address to the house, and we just knock on
Yeah.
the door.
I'll do you one better. A few years ago, Charlemagne gave Donkey of the Day to these wannabe rappers who committed a crime and they stole money and guns, and then they made a music video with the money and the guns in it.
Wow. That's got to be one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. All right. Well, moving on. Hi Dante. Thank you for joining us. Waving to us today. Okay. So let's talk about the Golden Bachelor.
The what?
The
Oh
Golden.
my God! Did you watch it?
Anthony said the what?
Hold on, I got sound effect.
I am so confused.
I love it. Thank you, bro.
I gotta say this. When the commercial came on, before they said the name of it, you remember this? I was like, these people look a little older, right? Because the lady came through and she was wearing her fancy dress. And this is my pet peeve, even for myself. Fancy dress with my glasses on. It's like, that kind of took away from the glamour. I was like, these people look a little older. The Golden Bachelor.
I mean, and I couldn't find in time before the show. I'm trying to figure out how old dude is. I mean, yes, Princess. Listen, they need love too. I mean, but it tickled me when I first saw the first commercial. I was like, I shouldn't be laughing, but it's hilarious to me.
Me too, especially because they're probably my age, right? Golden,
right?
50 is golden.
I mean,
they're probably my age, maybe a little bit younger. Even
I'm dying to figure this out. How old?
Funny if they hadn't called it the Golden Bachelor.
He's 72.
Okay, he's older than me.
He's past golden age, Princess.
This show finna be sponsored by AARP and every blood pressure medicine known to man.
Oh my God, they're talking about his grandkids.
This show is going to be sponsored by Craig's Coffins.
I don't. The Bachelor theme is, I feel like you're doing enough with the Bachelor, the Bachelorette. Then you got to do all these other little themed ones. I remember back in the
Oh,
It was in the early 2000s.
Oh,
They had
man.
the Littlest Bachelor. It was
What?
the Littlest Bachelor.
I
Oh,
actually knew somebody who was on that show, but I'm like, we gotta do stop, Kurt Clayton, stop. You're wrong. But the point is, you got enough with The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. You can even have an older theme, season, but we ain't gotta be the Golden Bachelor.
and I was looking at, oh God.
What's
A
his name?
senior
Oh,
center watch a senior center gathered to watch the show. And this guy said, I haven't been a bachelor in 55 and a half years, says 88-year-old John Nichols. I'm sorry. Okay.
sponsored by Care One Home Living Assistance.
Oh my goodness. Listen, we all gonna get there one day, but I'm sorry. This is hilarious to me. I hope that he finds love, because as we know, most of these. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing I first thought about, right? Which would tickle me. If you look at the past Bachelor, Bachelorettes, all these dating shows, half of those people, if not all of them, they're never regular Joe Schmo, Josettes. It's like they're aspiring musicians, actors. They're trying to break in the business, and they go on these shows. They're not really looking for love, because they always break up. Once in a while, they might have a couple. I think 1 year, maybe twice, they actually got married. But it's just kind of like. I'm curious for this one, because these folks are like in their latter part of life. So maybe, they're not just out for fame and fortune. They're really truly looking for love.
Well, I always used to say, if I got married again, I would wait till the very last years of my life, because it was easier to get to till death do us part. If I'm, I ain't got that much longer to have to deal with a marriage. And I will say, me and hubby met later in life, not 72 later.
Yeah.
Bachelor's looking for. He's looking for that one person that's not gonna pull the plug early. Jimmy, he tried to make sure about it. Jimmy got a call. Oh no, he gone.
Bro, I need you to play that theme song you were playing before the show about the gasoline.
I'm going to hell with gasoline draw.
Yeah. We all on the express lane at this point, as much as we've been laughing.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, he gonna make it with that plug.
Bachelor
Oh my goodness.
Sponsored by Insure to Your Health.
You know what? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. That was actually quite fun. Okay. Moving on. So, in other news, some other disappointing breakups. So Iman Shumpert and Tiana Taylor, I actually love them as a couple. I thought they were the cutest couple. He's a former basketball player. I forget, who did he play for, Anthony? All these sports.
He played for the Lakers. He kind of bounced around for a little bit, but I remember he was with the Lakers.
He played for Cleveland also.
Cleveland. Okay, Cleveland. Okay. Yeah. I actually really liked them as a couple. I thought they were just the cutest little family, So there were some cheating rumors. They, as a couple, denied that was why they broke up, that there was no cheating. However, of course, there's always some thought, as they call it, that shows up online in one of his hats, alleged hats. And, that's how the rumor started. And then anyway, they're divorced, but they said divorcing, but they said they'll parent, do the co-parenting thing. They're still really good friends. His acting career is really taken off. He's on one of my favorite shows, The Chi, and he was just in I think it was a Lifetime or maybe a couple BT movies. He's been doing some acting. So now that I know he's single, Holla. Anyway, wait, Princess, Princess, what was your phrase? Oh, call me.
Yeah, that's what I used to say to him. Call me Batman.
Call me.
Batman, call me. See, I did say it.
Yes,
Like,
I
I say it
remember.
all the time.
I remember. Anywho. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, okay. So Black China, who only reason she's relevant is because she dated a Kardashian, had a baby by a Kardashian, Rob Kardashian, who, where is he? Like, he just disappeared. And I mean, he gained like 500 pounds and then disappeared altogether. No one's heard from him. No one knows what he's doing. I mean, he was kind of a sad case. After she broke up with him, he just kind of went downhill. But so she's been kind of doing her own thing. She was doing this kind of interview stint. I guess in Hollywood, they do the fillers, keep their cheeks nice and full. The chipmunk cheek look, I call it. And she took him out. So she went on this whole campaign. I'm trying to be natural now, blah, blah, blah. And then in recent news, it came out that she's basically broke. And she's claiming it's because Tyga, I always say it wrong. Is it Tyga? Tyga, who is Kylie Jenner's, another Kardashian, former baby daddy and boyfriend, whatever they were. And she's claiming that he's not paying child support. So poor thing. I mean, this is awful. Like, seriously, guys, like, she had to give up 3 of her cars.
Oh,
how? I mean, can you believe that? She had to give up 3 of her cars. 3 cars. She went, she told on Twitter, and she claims that, because he's not paying child support, she's selling clothes and other items. Now he says he went on Instagram and said, I pay $40K a year for my son's school, and he lives with me Monday through Saturday. Why would I pay child support? LOL.
Yep.
So was that a phone, Anthony?
It wasn't me.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't me.
You were the culprit earlier. I got my eye on you.
Yeah, I'll admit. Yeah, it was me earlier. It was not me in this time.
Anyway, yeah. So, I mean, again, we've had conversations before, like, about the whole child support thing and blah, blah, blah. Usually it's about, are they paying too much money? Should they be paying more? Should they pay less? In this case, he's not paying at all. He's paying $40K for his kid's schooling. He said the kid lives with him Monday through Saturday. So what do I pay child support for? Yes. Clearly, it's for her lifestyle. I mean, let's just call it what it is. At least that's my opinion. Princess, what are your thoughts? Should he be paying child support?
I've spoken on this in the past. I know. I don't have the most popular perspective, but I don't think child support is intended to provide for the child when you're not in the home. Also your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like he's carrying his responsibility and then some. If the child's with him and he's paying for the school, he's supporting the child, unless he's saying he's claiming child support from her because he's got the child most of the time. It's just I get so sick of that little game, and the fact and I was with you, Diva, when you were like, oh, poor thing. I'm like, she made what? $178,000 off of the things she sold. That's more than a year's salary for me and you who work every day.
Exactly.
Every day.
Every single day.
Just to pay the bills. And that you got that kind of stuff to sell? Oh, I gotta sell my purses. Like, if I was to sell my purses and shoes and clothes, I certainly wouldn't come up with $170.
No, me either. Trust and believe. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost disgusting, right? Because there are women out there that really are struggling because they're not getting paid child support, and you want to whine because you have to sell 3 of your cars and your Gucci bags and your Prada and your, Birkin $5,000 bag or whatever. I mean, come on. No, I'm not having sympathy for you.
Nope.
And also, just the other night, so I watched this show, and it's celebrities. The name's escaping me right now, but celebrities they go through the Navy SEAL training, and it first aired last year and aired again this year. She was one of the contestants. She lasted 2 days. Surprise, surprise. Tara Reid, do you remember her? She was kind of back in the 90s. She had a lot of drama.
Did she have like the boob job that
Yeah,
was
yes.
get that fixed?
Yes, exactly. And she had a lot of. I think she was on had some drug issues or substance abuse issues. I don't know if drug or alcohol, but she was on there. She was the first one to go. She lasted like a day and a half. So. I mean, clearly she's desperate, meaning talking about China, because she's going on the show, and a lot of the stuff they have to do, I'm like, it is grueling. They're Navy SEALs. I mean, it's their actual training they're taking these people through. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't have any sympathy personally, bro. We know how Princess feels, bro. How do you feel? Should she be getting child support?
He muted himself.
Oh, you're on mute, bro.
Nope.
No, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Run down here, babe. Run down here.
Yeah, I still can't hear you. All right, we'll go to Anthony while K-Cee's working on sound. Anthony?
No, I don't think that Tyga is paying more child support. In fact, I remember when Tyga posted that. I'm sorry, I'm looking at bro right now.
I got to laugh, but it's hilarious.
This isn't gonna work because of the feedback.
Go downstairs, bro. Just go downstairs.
Come down. It's not that hard. Come down.
Oh, my cheeks hurt. I've been laughing too much on the show tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, Anthony, go ahead.
Yeah, no, as I was saying, no, I mean, it's funny because I remember when Tyga had posted how much he pays for his son, Rob commented underneath that and was like, I pay more. He's like, I pay like $5,000 a year for my daughter. He's like, I need your attorney or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I remember that.
Yeah, so I guess poor China, nobody wants to watch her show on Zeus Network that she had.
Yeah, Zeus Network. I don't think anybody watches Zeus Network. I mean, my goodness.
Somebody do, because they keep renewing Chance's show. Real Chance Love. They keep
good Lord.
Show. Yeah. But no. No, I mean, at the end of the day, if the child is living with me full time, you only have the child. The crazy thing is she only has the child for 1 day, because he said I have the child Monday through Saturday.
I had to do the math. I said, wait a minute. He said Monday through Saturday, so she gets the kid 1 day.
Does he even stay the night on Sunday?
Right. I don't know. I know they said custody battle, so there must be still trying to figure something out. But
it must be one of those things where, okay, he takes her to China's on Sunday, he visits for a couple hours, and then he comes back and picks him up. So okay, because I've heard about people doing that, but no, I don't think that she should deserve any child support. And I'll even go on a limb and say this. And at the end of the day, we all know that old saying, God don't like ugly. China did some very ugly things in the past.
Yeah, she did. It's good. I mean, definitely karma. Definitely karma.
Yeah.
She was not a nice person.
Yeah, she was not exactly the nicest person in the world. So.
Well, now she's claiming, she found God, and she's trying to. And you know what? Great. People can find God and turn their lives around. Nothing against that.
Yeah.
But then I watched her on the show the other day, and she was like her sassy, rude, having an attitude kind of self. So it's like, all right, bro. Are we back?
Can you hear me?
Yay!
Can you see me? All right.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I don't think she deserves any more child support because he is paying child support. And people don't understand support comes in many fashions. Like I said,
Mm.
he's paying for schools, he's doing things. On top of that, he's in the life,
Right. Right.
the child is with him 50% of the time. He's gonna
Mm-hmm.
pay. Now, I understand because for them the problem is all they know and all they've been used to is the celebrity life.
Mm-hmm.
So for her, the only way she knows how to make money is to use her likeness. Whether she's
Right.
on the one for one
Yeah.
episode or they're going to guarantee her X amount. But that's why these shows exist because they
Yep.
take up, just like you got a lot of people that people like, oh, where they been? But that helps that show because now that show is bringing that person back into a situation. But even for her, the problem is it's kind of hard for people to show sympathy when
Mm-hmm.
I said before when other people aren't even making a fraction of that and they're making it work.
Right. Right.
So
Exactly.
but on the other side of that, she was part of the whole Kardashian clan. All of them are
Mm.
messy.
Every last one of them.
So and it starts from the top. It starts with the mom.
Yep.
You know, because let's keep it real. She pimps out her own kids.
Yeah, she does. I
You know,
still say she probably released that tape initially, but
oh
Oh
no,
yeah.
oh no, she did. You didn't see Ray J got receipts.
Oh, I didn't see his receipts. I know he's been claiming that she was the
No,
one, but I didn't know if it was true or not.
no, Ray J said first of all, she was the one that said we're gonna release this, and this is how we're gonna do it. And then
Mhm.
and they were like, okay, because once again, they were young. They know,
Yep.
but she's all about so once again, she's pimping out her own child, to get money. Because and
Wow.
nobody knew who her daughter was, but they knew Ray J.
Right.
So it wasn't even about her. It was about Ray J and his publicity that helped perpetuate that whole thing. But she took that and ran with it.
Yeah.
But Ray J called her
Wow.
out because he called out like it was like about a week or so ago. He's like, okay, we're doing this now. We're doing this now. You want me to bring out the receipts? It's like, he's got the initial contracts.
Yep.
What?
Yes.
Whoa, I
Yeah.
missed that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because anytime a tape gets released where they start selling it to the public, they cannot sell that without all the consenting parties' consent. So they have to all sign off on it.
Okay, now remember Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson? Remember
Yeah.
they were kind of the original sex tape thing back in, whenever that happened, early 2000s or
Yeah.
whatever. But theirs was stolen but so they didn't sign off on anything, right? 'Cause I think if I remember
Well,
correctly, they
so,
sued to try to get it back and
so with the Pam and Tommy thing, what happened is they went through they did like a loophole where it was sold out of Canada. The guy was selling you were buying the tape, but it was being shipped out of Canada. So there was like some sort of loophole. So now I guess, I mean, of course they'll probably deny it, but the tape was sold. It was actually being able to be sold in stores. Again, you can't do that without signature. So I'm sure at some point they came to them and said, look, here's the deal. We don't want to keep this back and forth because it's going to weigh up on everybody's legal problems and everything. And it's going to weigh in on all of us. All parties come together. We'll offer you this amount of money. You sign off on this. We go our separate ways. It is what it is, and you guys have the full rights to it.
But
okay.
the difference between that and the Ray J and Kim situation, Tommy and Pam, they were trying to get it taken down.
Yeah,
Kim and Ray, they were never trying to get it taken down.
that's true.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were
Wow.
Tommy and Pam, they were fighting to get it. They were trying to fight the people to get it back and get
Right.
it down off all the sites.
Right. Yeah, that was a crazy situation. I felt bad for them because that was, private moments stolen by some
Yeah.
sleazeball, and.
And this one was not stolen. What's the mom's name again?
Chris.
Chris.
This
Yeah.
was not stolen. Chris was the one that brokered the deal.
Wow.
He brokered the deal, and Ray J has the initial contracts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you all saw this recently, but allegedly, Chris reportedly, and Diva, you're gonna get a kick out of this. She reportedly stopped her boyfriend from being on the show Yellowstone.
What? Why?
Yeah.
That's a huge opportunity.
She's just blocking everybody's bliss. So
she's a mess. She's a mess.
Yeah,
anyway, all right, we're about out of time. This has been fun as always. Made the close to the end of the week such a good time. Thank you for joining me, Princess Robin. Where can we find Traveler's Guide?
On most major platforms for podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of them. I can't think of them.
All the podcasts, all the streaming platforms.
Yes.
Gotcha. Bro, you got some been working hard on some Hall of Fame stuff as of late.
Yeah, I'm in the process next week. Actually, for the next 2 weeks, I'm in award show, mode. Next week is the Memphis Music Hall of Fame Awards. This year we're honoring my good friend Kirk Whalum. Also, we're honoring Jimmy Jameson, who God rest his soul, who was a former lead singer of the group Survivor.
Oh.
Also, we're honoring another good friend of mine, Carlos Brody, who Carlos Brody was he was part of the Hit Squad with Puffy and Stevie J.
Okay.
He's one of the producers, and he produced a lot of stuff for Lil Kim and Biggie. He did an NDRE's initial big hit video, and also he did one of Robin and I think one of your favorite songs with me with 3-6 Mafia. Got to stay fly.
Oh yeah, that's my jam.
Yeah. So that's
right
just,
on.
yeah. So they're being inducted into the Memphis Music Hall of Fame, and once again,
Okay.
board and tightening up. I'm in here still doing charts right now, and then the week after that, I will be doing the Freedom Awards. Which,
wow.
Which, as some you may know, the Freedom Awards, it benefits the National Civil Rights Museum.
Mm-hmm.
So
very cool.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. And
very cool.
It's also his birthday month, y'all.
Hey!
Happy birthday!
Hold on.
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you!
But
DEEGASHOW.
Anthony, what's going on with you?
Nothing. I was just singing along.
We know.
No, I mean this is the part where we say what's happening.
What's going on, Anthony? You might he's too busy trying to sing.
No, nothing major going on with me.
You're back to DJing, doing your DJ thing.
Yeah, I had a couple had a wedding to do a couple weeks ago. So now we're rolling into holiday season. So this will probably be the time where I get a call to come do a couple of holiday parties and stuff like that, which are pretty fun to do. So other than that, just chilling for the most part, doing the show with Diva. And I'm assuming we're getting ready. Diva and I are going to be doing our show again here pretty soon on Instagram, because before the 90 days just wrapped up. So we got to do a recap with that. Plus we got to recap some of the other shows we're watching. You can catch that on Instagram. And that'll be coming shortly soon.
Right on. All right. Well, it's been fun. Love y'all. We're out of here. Have a wonderful, blessed rest of the week. Monday is Indigenous People Day,
Yes.
where we celebrate Indigenous people and all that they've accomplished. All right. Well, have fun. We'll see y'all next time. Later.
K-Cee Soul, baby.